Hi, I'm Josh Kramer. Welcome to week 3 of 30 Days of Mindful Movement. The theme for this week is fresh energy. And after last week, you might be feeling like you need to speed things up. So today's class is going to be a really dynamic flow. We're going to be moving through some dynamic postures, as well as playing with some classical poses in a very creative way. So you won't need any props for this class, so let's get started on our hands and knees, shoulders above the wrists. Inhale, arch the back, gaze forward. Exhale, round it out, feeling into your body. Inhale, arch the back, gaze forward. Moving forward and back, side to side, exploring your body. Exhale, round it out. Let's do a few more of these with your own breath. So, as I mentioned, today's class will be highly dynamic. We'll be playing around with some classical poses that you might have explored before, but we'll be doing so in a bit of a creative way, using dynamic movement and then holding those poses for a few breaths. On your next breath, bring your big toes together, knees wide, and sit back on the heels, finding child's pose. Reach forward with the fingertips and take 2 slow, controlled breaths here. Centering into your body, connecting with your breath. Press firmly into the fingers. Lift up slightly. Tuck your toes under. Bring your knees in slightly so that they're hip distance apart and in line with your toes. We're going to move through a dynamic sequence here, coming up into downward facing dog. So press firmly into your hands and lift your knees and hips up about 5 inches here. Press the chest back to the thighs, opening the chest. And lower it back down to the ground. Take a break. We're going to move up towards downward facing dog through these micro movements. Lift the knees up about 10 inches this time. Hips up and the chest moves towards the thighs. Resist the temptation to shift the chest forward. It moves back. Hold here. 1 breath. Lower the knees down. Exhale, take a little break. Press into the hands, lift up. About 15 inches this time. Just over a foot. Chest moves towards the thighs. Hips up. And lower down. 1 breath. And let's press it up. Think of doing a shallow down dog here. Chest moves towards the thighs. We're almost in a full down dog. Exhale, lower it down. Last one, let's come into full downward facing dog here. Press it up, hips up, chest moves towards the thighs, heels move towards the mat. We'll move through 5 full repetitions here between downward facing dog and child's pose. Lower the knees down, touch the mat, press it back up, chest moves towards the thighs, downward facing dog. That's 1. Lower the knees, tap the mat, chest keeps moving towards the thighs. 2, you'll feel a bit of a burn in the quads here. 3, tap the knees down, hips up, down dog. 2 more, knees tap the mat, press it straight back up, downward facing dog. Last one, downward facing dog. Deep inhale, exhale. From here, we're going to shift from downward facing dog, press into the arms, shoulder blades protract as you pivot forward into plank pose, shoulders stack above the wrist, light on the toes, dome the upper back, hips high. We're going to move between down dog and plank 5 times this time, connecting with the breath in a dynamic way. Inhale the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Exhale, shift forward, plank pose. That's 1. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, plank. Inhale, down dog. Chest moves towards the thighs. Exhale, plank pose. 2 more. Down dog. Plank. Keep the arms active. Last one. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Find your plank pose. Hold here. 5 breaths. Light on the toes, push the ground away. Press firmly into the index finger and thumb. Shoulder blades fully protracted. Think of hollowing out the body, moving the navel towards the spine. 1 deep, slow breath here. And we'll start moving into chaturanga. If chaturanga is difficult for you, feel free to lower the knees here. Micro movements. Lower down a couple of inches, slightly bend the elbows, press it back up, plank. Hold. Lower down a little bit more. Press it back up, plank. Think of these as micro push-ups. Lower down about halfway. Press it back up, plank pose. 2 more. Lower down just below halfway. Press it back up. And finally lowering down, holding chaturanga. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it all the way up, plank pose. Option here to do a few push-ups, chaturanga push-ups. I'm going to do 5. Feel free to hold plank if that's too exhausting for you. Last one, plank pose. Send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Reset here. Deep inhale. Exhale. Gaze to the front of your mat. Step or jump to the front. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Gently roll yourself up to a standing position, Tadasana, hands at heart center. We'll make our way through 4 sun salutations, building heat and energy into the body. Today's class is a bit more high-paced compared to last week's. We really delved into our inner workings last week with the yin practice, and today we're building heat and energy with a dynamic flow. So 4 rounds, take any modifications you need. If you want to play around with handstands or arm balances, I encourage you to do that. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, step or jump back, finding plank pose, lowering down through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Your arms might be feeling a bit of a burn from that warm up, hips up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Gaze between the hands, step or jump to the front. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Urdhva Hastasana, rise. Exhale, Tadasana. 3 more rounds. Have fun with it. Play around with your own practice. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, send it back through your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Take 2 deep breaths here. For some of you, these 30 days will be your first experience with yoga. And you might be realizing that there's some things that you can do and some that you struggle with. The idea with these classes is that there is plenty of room for you to play around and have fun and challenge yourself in a safe space. Gaze between the hands, step or jump to the front. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. 2 more rounds here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, make your way back through your vinyasa. Have fun, play around. There's always modifications to take. 2 deep breaths in down dog. Gaze between the hands. Step, jump, float, fly through handstand. Finding Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Our last round of sun salutations. You'll feel heat building up, energy rising. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, make your way back through Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Draw the shoulder blades back and down, hips move forward. And send the hips up and back. Press firmly back with the heels and downward facing dog. Chest moves towards the thighs. Inhale, exhale, release the heat. We're going to make our way through our first dynamic sequence. As I mentioned earlier, we'll be playing around with some classical poses, holding them for a few breaths, and then moving dynamically with repetition. Inhale the right leg high into the sky. Exhale, shift forward, slowly bringing the knee to the nose. Control. Inhale, single leg down dog. Exhale, slowly bring knee to nose. 2 more, nice and slow. Exhale, slow it down, knee to nose. Press the ground away. When we move slowly, we can connect with our body. Last slow one, knee to nose, hold it here. And let's do 4 fast. Inhale, knee to nose, exhale. 2. Notice how your breath changes. Inhale, last one. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot between the hand. Drop the back foot down to 45 degrees. Windmill the arms up, finding your warrior 2. Readjust if you need to. Hold. Press firmly into your front foot. Right knee tracking over the right ankle. Outer edge of the back foot firm. Kneecaps lifting to engage the quads. Work the arms, lift the chest. Hold this for 2 deep breaths. This is when we work in the pose. Moving dynamically does not mean we move quickly all the time. Last breath. And now we'll incorporate some rhythmic and dynamic movement. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reach up with the right hand. In one smooth motion, reach forward with the right hand, coming up into Ardha Chandrasana or half moon. Left leg reaches back and up. Light on the right fingertips, kneecaps lifting. Slowly bend into the right knee, step it back, find your warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. That's our movement. Let's go 4 more times. Reach forward with the right hand, half moon. Send it back, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior 2. Reverse. Enjoy this dynamic movement. 2 more times. Half moon, warrior 2. How smooth and controlled can you make it? Half moon. Everything working the moment you come into the pose. Reverse your warrior. And one last time, finding half moon. Hold here, 3 deep, slow breaths. Kneecap of the left leg lifting, quad active. Left foot moves up towards the ceiling. Chest opens. If you lose your balance, find it. 1 more breath. Slow it down. We've moved dynamically, and now we hold the classical pose. Start to bend into your right knee, finding prayer with the hands. Cross the left leg over the right, finding eagle pose. Sink deeper. Keep your hands in prayer if you like. Here's an option for some of you to play around with a creative arm balance. Place your hands on the ground. Jump back slightly if you need to. We're going to bring our left knee onto our right elbow, finding a modified eagle crow. Something you might not have seen before. It's a chance to play around and have fun. If you can't find this balance, by all means stay in eagle. Here's another challenge for you. Embracing new things in this 3rd week. Can you send it back through Chaturanga as you unwind your eagle? Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Move back onto the mat if you found your way off of it. Exhale, release. We'll have another opportunity to play around with that on the second side. By all means, don't be discouraged by that. It's a playful, non-traditional arm balance, so have fun with it. Inhale, left leg high. Slow, controlled knee to nose. 1. Inhale, single leg down dog. Exhale, knee to nose for 2. Single leg down dog, 2 more. Slow it down, 3. Last one for 4. And 4, fast. 3. On the last one, step the foot between the hands, coming up, warrior 2. Readjust if you need to. Holding warrior 2. Slow it down. Find the integrity of your pose. Arms working, chest lifting. Deep inhale. Exhale. Can you slow the heart rate down before we start moving dynamically? One more breath. Exhale. Let's make our way through our dynamic sequence, reverse warrior into half moon. On an inhale, bring your right fingertips to your right thigh. Reach up with the left hand, finding your reverse warrior. In one smooth motion, reach forward with the left fingertips, coming up half moon. Find your balance. Bend into the front knee. Nice and gently reverse your warrior. Half moon. Slow and controlled. Warrior 2, reverse your warrior. 3 more. Half moon. Reverse warrior. 2 more. Find your balance, moving dynamically. Connect with your breath. Last one, hold. Lower it down. Reverse your warrior. Nice stretch in the left side body. Make your way into half moon. Holding here. 3 slow, controlled breaths. Press the right foot up towards the ceiling. Kneecap lifting. Right arm active. Left kneecap engaged to help stabilize the left leg. Can you slow the breath down? Slow the heart rate down. Dynamic movement is energizing. If we can use the breath to help us slow our heart rate down, it makes it a lot more accessible. One more breath here. Start to bend into the left knee. Coming up, hands in prayer, finding eagle on the opposite side. Lower yourself down. And if you played around with it on the first side, let's try for that fun, funky eagle arm balance again. Adjust if you need to. Right knee onto left elbow. Finding your eagle, crow. 1 breath. And if you're going to try shooting it back to chaturanga, unwind as you send it back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Move onto your mat. Inhale, exhale. For our next sequence, we'll incorporate those same dynamic movements but with different classical poses. Thinking more about working into our outer hips, closed hip poses. Inhale the right leg high into the sky. Slowly shift forward, knee to your opposite tricep. Right knee to left tricep. Inhale slowly. Exhale, knee to opposite tricep. Use this as a chance to slow your heart rate down, nice and slow. Slow motion. Last one. Right knee, left tricep. And 4 fast. Pick it up. Two more. Hold right knee to left tricep. Step the right foot between the hands. We'll make our way up into triangle pose. Bring the back foot down at about 45 degrees. Straighten the front leg. Bring the right hand to the outside of the right foot or onto the right shin. However suits your body based on your flexibility. Find triangle pose. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. Lift the kneecap of both legs. Engage the quadricep. Press firmly into the entirety of the feet. Spread the mat apart. We'll be here for about 2 or 3 slow breaths. Find the integrity in your pose before we move through our dynamic sequence. Draw the left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. Roll the left hip back and open as you draw the right hip forward. One more breath. Gaze in front of your right toes. We're going to shift forward into revolved half moon here, moving from an open hip posture into a closed hip. That's our dynamic sequence. So in one smooth motion, press into your right fingertips, bend into the front knee, reach forward with the left hand, lifting the left leg up, opening the chest to the right for revolved half moon. And can you make it back to triangle pose in that same motion? Reach the right fingertips back, step back with the left foot, finding triangle pose. Let's go 4 more times. Reach forward with the left hand, revolved half moon, step it back, triangle. Find the integrity of the pose as soon as you enter it. 3 more. Revolved half moon, triangle. 2 more. Revolved half moon, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Last one, revolved half moon. Send it back, triangle pose. Find the integrity of triangle. And one last time, coming up into our revolved half moon, Pavrita Ardha Chandrasana. Work the back leg. Light on the left fingertips here. Right hand moving up to the ceiling. Spread across the chest. 3 breaths. Can you maintain the integrity of the pose even after moving through dynamic repetitions with our body fatiguing? 1 deep breath. This time, start to bend into your right knee. Cross the left ankle over your right knee, lowering down into Galavasana. Our arm balance that we're going to play around with here is grasshopper. Now, this is a bit of a challenge, just like the last one, so have fun with it, see how you go. Turn your torso to the right. Bring your fingertips onto the mat. Bring the sole of your left foot to the top of your left tricep. Start to find the base with your hands, sink the buttocks down. Create traction as you press your right hip onto your right elbow. Straighten the right leg to the left, finding grasshopper pose. We're creating a bit of friction with the left foot on the left tricep. 1 breath. Work the right foot. Gaze along the right foot. Bring it back. Find your Galavasana and make your way through your vinyasa, meeting in downward facing dog. Reset here. You'll have an opportunity to play around with that on this next side. Connect with the breath. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale left knee to right tricep, nice and slow. Moving in slow motion. Inhale it up. Exhale slow across the body. 3 more. 2 more, sorry. Last one, nice and slow. And 4, nice and fast. Use the breath. Last one, hold it here. Knee to nose, step between the hands. Find triangle pose, ground down, 45 degrees in the back foot. Inhale the right hand to the ceiling. Left fingertips to the left side of the left foot, or alternatively onto the left shin. Reach up with the right fingertips. Press firmly into the outer edge of the right foot as you open the right knee to the right, drawing the right hip back. Kneecaps lifting to protect the quads, protect the legs and the knees. 2 breaths. And let's move through our dynamic sequence. Triangle pose to revolved half moon. Gaze forward, you know where you're going this round. Reach forward with the right fingertips, finding revolved half moon. Reach it back, smooth, coming into triangle pose. 4 more. Revolved half moon. Triangle pose. Revolved half moon. Triangle pose. 2 more. Revolved half moon. Triangle pose. Last one. Revolved. Open the chest as you reach it back. Triangle. Last one coming into half moon. Revolved. Hold it here. 3 slow breaths. Find the integrity in the pose. Can you lift out of that left femur head? Engage the glutes, engage the quad. 2 breaths. You might be feeling a slight shakiness. Start to bend into the left knee, finding Galavasana, sinking the hips down. Let's play around with grasshopper again on the opposite side. I'm going to switch sides to demonstrate for you. Turning to the left, step the right foot on top of the right tricep, sink the hips down, stacking them on your elbows, reaching the foot out to the side, finding grasshopper, if that's accessible to you. If not, maybe play around with a different arm balance. Side crow, bring it back, finding a Galavasana squat, and when you're ready, lower yourself down onto a seated position and over onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. Take a deep inhale for a cleansing breath. Exhale out the heat. To finish off this dynamic flow class, we'll make our way through some quick core exercises. These are really designed to burn your core out through dynamic movement. So by all means, do your best, try and keep up with me, and if not, pick a number, modify. There's always an option for you. Bring the legs up to straight. Point the toes or flex the toes, whatever option suits you. Interlace the thumbs, reaching up with the fingertips. We're going to work into the obliques as well as the deep set core muscles. Lower the feet down over to the left, thinking of working the right oblique here. Bring it back up, pulse, fingertips to toes. Lower the feet down straight, bring it back up, pulse. Over to the right, up, pulse. Let's find a bit of momentum here. Left, up, pulse. Center, up, pulse. Right, up, pulse. We'll go for about 30 more seconds here. Center, up, pulse. Reach back with the hands. Right, up, pulse. Center, pulse. You should be finding some rhythm now. Work with your breath. You might be going slower or faster than me, and that's okay. Left, center, right. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees in. Take a deep breath. Lower the feet down onto the mat. We'll move straight into some yogi bicycles here. About 30 seconds again this time. Bring the fingertips behind the head. Cross left elbow to right knee. Straighten the left leg out. We're going to move left to right for about 30 seconds. Crossing right elbow to left knee. Over, back and forth. Use your breath. I'm going to keep my talking to a minimum here. It's quite challenging. If you're doing this too, you'll know what I mean. Feel free to reach higher with the feet if that makes it easier for you. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees in. Deep inhale. Exhale it out. Finding a burn in your core. If you're not feeling it, then maybe you can do another round of those. Pause the video. Our last core exercise is just some basic crunches. Lightly place the fingertips behind the back of the head. Place the feet on the mat, knees face up to the ceiling. We're going to pulse our chin directly to the ceiling. Think less of crunching up towards the knees and more of pulsing up with the chin towards the ceiling. We'll go for about 20 repetitions here. Bring it up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, pick up the speed, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees in, take your last deep breath here. Core work is over. It's always a great thing to incorporate some core exercises at the end of a class. The core is so important when it comes to moving dynamically to help you protect the low back. Let's take Happy Baby. Take hold of the outer edges of the feet. Pull side to side. Enjoy this relaxing Happy Baby. Quieten your mind, quieten your breath. See if you can quieten the mind and actively use your breath right now to slow your heart rate. Breathe deep. Take hold of your right knee, lie your left leg along the mat. Twist it over to the left, finding a gentle spinal twist to end the class. If you're lucky, you might get a crack or a pop here. Inhale, exhale, twist deeper. Inhale back through center, switch sides, take hold of the left knee, reach the right leg along the mat, twist it over to the right. Deep inhale, exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale back through center, hug the knees in, and lie the feet along the mat for a Shavasana to end the class. Feel active relaxation guiding your body away from that dynamic movement and into a quiet place. Moving in such an energizing and dynamic way is a great way to bring life into the body and also help you distract your mind away from things that aren't serving it in a positive way. The challenge is to find that same distraction whilst you're in a calm and still state. See if you can do that in Shavasana. Stay in Shavasana for as long as you need. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this energizing flow. Namaste.